Hey all, it's Kelsey with Jones Gold and Luxury coming at you with another video. This is really just a really chill video that I'm doing on my lunch break, and I'm working from home today. And for those of y'all who are new to the channel, welcome. I like to talk primarily about gold jewelry, which is a very nice luxury item. Jones Gold and Luxury is actually a business. I have sold out of all my gold products that I invested in a couple years ago. And rather than reinvesting back into the gold jewelry to sell, gold has gone up, so much since when I first invested in it. The $50,000 gold I bought for my business and gold jewelry 2 years ago would be worth more like $100K now, which is insane because it's only been 2 years. So I'm just not in the financial position to reinvest what I've already sold out in. Just because the same amount of gold would be more than double. But yeah, so if you're not really interested about a random girl's opinion on the internet and her thoughts, then please, by all means, this might not be the video for you. But if you're actually fascinated in somebody who really has just a true passion for gold and really believes in it, and I've stuck around and been in the jewelry business and in the precious metals environment for a while. If anything, I was able to buy my house because of the profits from being involved in the gold sector and everything like that. So if you're kind of interested in what I have to say and you're curious, please feel free to stick around. And also, sometimes it's just kind of nice to hang out, even if you disagree with someone. You're just getting different perspectives. I think the most intelligent thing a person can do is having the willingness to change their mind or to be influenced by somebody else based on different information and certain facts, or to listen to someone's facts and opinions and then disagree with them in a respectful manner. So let's get into it. So the topic of this video is, why am I investing in gold and precious metals when they are so expensive and high right now? Like we said, gold is going to hit $5,000, let alone why am I putting a lot of my money in jewelry? That's a whole other question, because in general, when you buy gold jewelry, it is not an investment. It's really a store of value because you're paying quite a premium. Even if you pay at max a 40% premium, ideally, it would take years to cover that premium, okay? Even hedging against inflation. We are at a very strange time where if you bought gold jewelry years ago, you would have had to pay the premium plus made maybe 20, 30% on it, depending on how much you paid on the premium, which has never been known in history. We're in unprecedented times. But sticking to bullion and futures and options as an investments, why am I investing in precious metals when they're at their all-time high? A lot of people think, oh, they're going to drop. They're going to drop in value. That's possible. You never really know. But in my personal opinion and insight, and I don't mind sharing this, because if I share my value and my interpretation in precious metals and how I feel about it, if anything, if you agree with me, you only value it more, which only increases the value of precious metals in general. It's all about society's opinion. But I mean, at the end of the day, I value precious metals far more than I ever will the United States dollar or any currency. We no longer are on the gold standard, because unfortunately that would keep the government from just printing tons of money where they need to spend it. And it would have just a lot of restrictions and things like that. That kind of changed around the 1930s with Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and then it changed again. Finally, we got officially off the gold standard with Nixon in the 1970s. So, to me, I have no value in the United States dollar at this point. I have no trust in the United States government. I never did, but leaving politics aside, I would say, in my opinion, I have no faith in it at all at this point. I think we're in a really rough state, and I think that's why gold has skyrocketed. It's a very safe investment for investors and for the middle class people. People can't really buy real estate, which is another great investment because it's so expensive, but they can put a few $1,000s in gold. So, or other precious metals. So that's just a very safe investment during very difficult times. You're not going to put your money in riskier investments when things are so uncertain politically and economically at this time. So I think bullion is a fantastic way to put your money into anything at this point. You know, you've got the U.S. Buffalo. I'm not really into the Eagles because they're 22 karat. I think if you're going to buy gold, buy the pure 24 karat gold, or the South African Cougars, whatever you can get at the lowest premium, and palladium. Personally, I only save the futures or EFTs or physical investments with stocks. I do it with Vanguard, and I really stick to only silver and palladium for that. Because gold is so expensive, I prefer to have the physical asset on me, and it doesn't take up that much space because it's so expensive. You're not going to have tons of it, where to have the same value in gold, you would have a lot more palladium and silver. So for me, I'd rather invest in the actual stock, you know, the concept and value. Basically, a lot of economics is psychology, and when it comes to futures, it's people believing that is their value on the actual precious metal without physically owning it. So for other precious metals other than gold, I do believe that investing in the stocks is great at this time. In fact, I have done that. For gold itself, I think personally buying it physically just doesn't take that much room, and I think even though it's not the rarest metal, I think it is the most valued metal in human history. Psychologically, it always has been. You know, with all its properties, medicinal properties, conductive properties, there's not too much of it, and yet there's not too little for it to be a currency. The fact that it doesn't tarnish, I just think gold will always be the top tier metal, even though it's not the rarest. I mean, palladium is far more rarer, but cheaper. So, yeah, so I just think that even if the prices are so high right now, I believe in the bottom of my heart, and I could be wrong. We'll see where this video is 2, 4, 3, 4, 5 years from now. And please, if you're watching this 2 or 3 years later and I am wrong, please feel free to comment that. I'm going to leave this video up. But I believe the bottom of my heart that precious metals will only increase in value, because I think the next few years, the state of the United States is going to be in a difficult position worldwide. And I think with us being the superpower and being in the state that we are is going to cause chaos worldwide. And I think the potential for us to be in a war is unfortunately, I think a war is coming. And I could be wrong, but we'll see 2 or 3 years from now. But I think that that's just going to make precious metals ever so valuable. And I think if you do have extra financial means, investing in them is a great time, even if they're just skyrocketing. Now, a lot of y'all may be saying, why the heck are you putting it in jewelry then? So there's a lot of reasons for that. One is I do plan to go back into selling gold jewelry as my business one day. I can't afford it at this time, but I plan to, and I want to make good relations with other businesses, and I want to see other gold jewelry products, handmade products in particular. I want to own 24 karat gold jewelry because I want to test it out and wear it, all these different types of products to see, I want to see how realistic it is for worked 24 karat gold that's been worked and I think it's burnished, I think is it's gone through burnishing, I believe that's the term. I want to see how it holds up over years. And then I also want to see if it's something that I'm confident enough in selling as a business in the future. And I also want to establish really great business relationships with other jewelers in the industry, because you can learn a lot from other companies. And I want to support their businesses, and I want to review their products. because it allows me to learn more about them. It allows me to be more involved in the industry and also meet people that are into collecting jewelry, and it's putting me into that community, okay? And it also allows me to make content for YouTube. And I feel confident enough in gold that that money that I'm paying on that premium will come back years from now. So if it's allowing me to make content and it's allowing me to be in the space and be in the community, and also allow y'all to see the products and figure out if you want to purchase it for yourselves, I'm helping the community. And also I get to wear pure gold or gold in general. It is something I believe in at the bottom of my heart. So something to be able to wear and appreciate it is beautiful. And so I adore that aspect. I think that your safest investment will be on you. I don't want to leave it at home. I don't want to leave it in a safe. If it's on me and I'm constantly aware of where it's at, and I'm constantly aware of my environment, and I feel safe and I feel like I'm protected with where my environment is, then all my investments, a big part of my money, I know where it is. It's not in the bank. I don't trust the bank. It's not at home where it could get stolen. It's with me. And I really like that mental mindset. I'm not saying that makes sense or is realistic or truly safe, because I am a woman, and when you're by yourself in public, that is a concern. But reality is there's a sense of comfort that it's constantly in my control and my property, and that it's on me. And you can tell that I just truly believe in something that much to constantly want it with me when I go about my life. So, there's just something about this material that I'm attracted to, this metal. I mean, literally gold comes from the stars, meteors come down and gold is literally attached to those. And it is literally, this metal is extraterrestrial. And there's something about that is just really fascinating. It is not made on Earth. It comes from extraterrestrial forces and asteroid pieces landing on Earth. I mean, how cool is that? So there's just a whole bunch of reasons why I personally, as a business decision, am investing in jewelry. I want to be a part of the community. I want to make content. It's a hobby. I enjoy it and all of that. In terms of, if I wasn't putting this into Jones Gold and Luxury, I would be putting my investments in gold bullion, and I would be putting investments into other metals such as copper, palladium, platinum, and silver. And I am doing that on the side through via Vanguard, through futures and things like that, and stocks and not stocks, excuse me, futures. But and you can also do that with options. But that's where I'm at. I think it's a very interesting time. And I think one of the most beautiful things about gold and silver and all precious metals is that they ebb and flow with the state of our environment and our economy and how the world is feeling. And there's something that speaks for that. And whenever times like this occur, people always put their trust in precious metals over paper money. And that should tell you something. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. I know it's just me rambling and talking, but I know there's got to be people out there that feel the same as I do. And if we find out years from now that I am totally wrong on my predictions, that will be very fascinating. And if we find that I am totally right, maybe that means I have a brain. So we'll see. But take care, everyone. Stay golden. And I hope you all have a great time and just great life with whatever you're doing. Subscribe and like the channel. Thanks so much.